Good morning, all of you. Good morning, all of you. My name is Girish Patil. Today, I am your good morning. Today, I am your expert teacher for history subject. So let us start our session. This is an extended session of chapter number 1, the Indian subcontinent and history, lecture number 2. We have already completed the half part of the lesson. So let us check our previous knowledge. In the first session, in the first lecture, we completed point number 1, that is geographical conditions and the course of history. Here we learned that how the climate, how the rainfall, how the agricultural produce, how the flora and fauna of the region, that is all the geographical condition have its effect on the life of the man living in the area. And gradually it have an effect on the history of that area. We have also, in point number 2, we started learning about the features of 6 geographical regions of India. As we know that our India is a very vast country and there are different landforms, water bodies in our India. Depending upon that, India have 6 geographical regions. We learned about that. We started learning about that. And we learned about the Himalayas and the Indian plains. Now we are going to study about the further part of the lesson. So in the further part, what competencies we are going to learn? Let us see the competencies. The first competency is to understand that geographical conditions influence human life. While studying the first session, we got a rough idea that what is meant by the geographical condition. Geographical condition means the weather, the climate, the geographical area, region of that place have the influence on the life of the human living in that area. We also saw the example there that the people living in the hilly areas and the people living in the plain areas and the people living in the coastal areas have different lifestyle. The second competency we are going to learn here is to see how history and geography are interrelated. In the first lecture also, I have explained you that all the subjects we are learning in our school, all the subjects are interrelated to each other by one another way. So in this lesson, It will focus more on to see how history and geography are interrelated. So the objectives, the points which we are going to discuss in this lecture is point number 2 of this lecture, geographical features of India, which we have already started. And we have completed the 2 geographical regions, Himalayas and the plains. And we are going to study the further part now. And the third point in this lesson, which conclude the lesson by giving the information about the Indian subcontinent. What is Indian subcontinent? We have discussed it already. As we live in the continent Asia, the southern part of this continent having the prominent country India and the surrounding countries make the Indian subcontinent. It is named as the Indian subcontinent only because of the influence of India or the dominance of India in this region. So these 2 points we are going to discuss, which will be the objective of today's lecture. So let's recapitulate something. Here in this slide, I'm going to give you some information as well as I'm going to ask you some questions. As I have already told you in the last session that what we have discussed today, you have to read it at once from your textbook. And in the next session, I'll be asking you some general questions so that I can check out whether you have understood what I have explained you in the last session. So be ready with your answers. I'm going to ask you questions. Let me give you some rough information. In last lecture, we roughly saw that we are going to learn about the features of geographical regions of India. We prominently, roughly saw that there are 6 geographical regions depending upon the landforms in India. The first 2 which we have discussed was, first one was Himalayas, the Himalayas. Then the second one we discussed was the plains of the Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra river. Means the mountain ranges in the north, the Himalayas, and the plain regions of Sindhu, Ganga and Brahmaputra river basin. Means the area around the river basin of Sindhu, Ganga and Brahmaputra river. We have discussed about that. In this session, we are going to see about the Thar Desert, the features of the geographical region like the Thar Desert. Then the Deccan Plateau. What is Deccan Plateau? Where it is? The coastal regions. What is meant by the coastal region and where there are? The islands in the sea. India also have islands. We already saw in the map which I have shown you. I'll show you again. But recollect your previous knowledge that we have already seen this islands on the map of India, where they are located. We already know that. And we are going to discuss in detail about that in this session. So depending upon the first lecture which we have discussed, my first question to you is, which mountainous ranges make an impenetrable wall to the north of Indian subcontinent? Those who know the answer, please raise your hands and you can give your answer. Yes, Kriti, Santosh, please give your answer. Which mountainous ranges make an unmute yourself and give the answer. Kriti? Kirti, sorry, Kirti.
Mountains ranges.
Which mountainous ranges? Okay, any one of you? Any other students? You can give the answer.
Teacher, sir, Himalaya.
Himalayas. And another mountainous range to the west, northwest. 2 mountainous ranges are there to the north. To the northwest also
Sir,
there are. Yes.
The Deccan Plateau.
No. Mountainous ranges. We are asking you about mountainous ranges. Which are the mountains to the north of Indian subcontinent? Himalayas is correct. Another mountainous ranges which we saw in the last session. Yes, Hindu Kush. Yes, very good. So the answer is the Hindu Kush to the northwest and the Himalayas to the north. They form an impenetrable wall, means they act as a wall to the Indian subcontinent. The second question is, which sea lies to the west of India? We have already seen the map of India and we know which is north direction, which is south direction, which is east and which is west. So tell me which sea lies to the west of India? Yes, any one of you?
West of India.
Yes, someone gave the right answer. The Arabian Sea, someone gave the right answer. I think some students are there who are not understanding the question. If you are not understanding the question, what I am asking you, you can see at your screen. The question is given on the screen also. You properly see the question and understand what is asked in the question and then you answer. Don't give any answer what comes in your mind. First of all, try to understand the question. If you are not understanding the question, what I am asking you, if you are hearing and if you are not understanding what I'm asking you, you can look at your screens and you can read the questions over there and then you will answer. Okay. So someone of you have given the answer, the Arabian Sea. It's very correct. Those who have not got the answer, please note it down. The Arabian Sea. Third question. Which pass was being majorly trade route from China to Arabia in Hindu Kush Mountains? There was a pass. There is a pass in Hindu Kush Mountains. Means there is a way. There is a roadway made in the Hindu Kush Mountains, which was used by the traders. What is the name of the pass? I have also shown you the picture. The picture of the pass is also shown in your textbook also. So anyone? Yes? Yes, any one of you? Khushani Savarkar? Krushani Savarkar? Sachin Sahu. Sachin Sahu, you can answer. Sachin Sahu. Lakshmi Sharma.
No, sir.
Lakshmi Sharma. Lakshmi Sharma.
Sir, Khyber Pass.
Very good. Correct. The Khyber Pass. The Khyber Pass in the Hindu Kush Mountains were majorly used for trade from China to Arabia. We also saw that the route, which was Silk Route, which was called Silk Route. I have also shown you some slides showing the Silk Route. Okay. The Silk Route was also passing from this Khyber Pass. The last question for your recapitulation is, Indian plains consist of the basin of which three rivers? Which three rivers? Yes? Which three rivers are there?
Himalaya.
No, rivers. I am asking you about rivers.
Sorry. Sindhu, Ganga.
Brahmaputra. Yes, very good. Sindhu, Ganga and Brahmaputra river. So the basin along this river is called the Indian plain. So as you have given correct answers, it's very clear that whatever we have learned in the previous session was being understood by you all. Some students were hesitating giving the answers. This should not happen. You should be confident while answering. Be confident. Even though if your answer would be wrong, we will correct your answers. Okay. So don't hesitate giving the answers. Try to give the answers. 2-3 of you are giving correct answers means all of you are getting the, if some concepts are wrong to you, these concepts will be corrected by the students who are giving the right answers. So very good, who have given the right answers. Applause for them. In the previous session, we studied about the Himalayas. I showed you the picture also. I showed you where are the Himalayas on the map too. Then we also studied about the Indian plains. See this Indus, that Sindhu river was called as Indus by the Greek people. The Greek invaders who come to India, they named it as Indus. We Indians called it a Sindhu river. So this Indus plains, this Ganga plains and Brahmaputra plains. This is a plain region of India. In this session, we are going to study about the third geographical region, that is the Thar Desert. India is also blessed with a geographical feature, that is a desert. So if we hear about the desert, we hear that there is a lot of sand over there, a lot of heat over there, and the climate is very dry over there. But this is also one of the geographical region. And when we explore the deserts, we come to know about the beauty of the deserts. When we hear about the desert, we hear that the deserts are very much, the life there is very much difficult. But it is some beautiful experience to explore the deserts. So India is blessed with the desert region, which is called the Thar Desert. So let us see the information. The Thar Desert spreads across Rajasthan, Haryana, and some parts of Gujarat. See in the map, you can see the Thar Desert. It is from Rajasthan, Haryana, and it also covers some part of Gujarat. And it spreads towards Pakistan. It spreads towards Pakistan. Okay. A part of the desert lies in today's Pakistan. The desert has the Satluj River to its north, the Aravalli mountainous ranges to its east, and the run of Kutch to its south, and the Indus, that is Sindhu River, to its west. So see this Thar Desert, whatever have been shown in dark brown color or magenta, maroon color, this color is showing the desert area. Okay. And now let us see this Indian map. Whatever information is given, we'll see it later. Let us see the map from your textbook. So this yellow part shown is the Thar Desert. And what is it is showing? There are rivers like Satluj, Ghaggar, okay, flowing from the desert area. Let us see the information. The Ghaggar River that originates in Himachal Pradesh reach the Thar Desert. It is known as Hakra in Pakistan. Its course in Rajasthan and Pakistan have not dried up. Many sites of the Harappan civilization are situated along the now dry course of the river. See this Ghaggar River that is originating from Himachal Pradesh. See where Himachal Pradesh is. It's very long, and the Ghaggar River, which is originating from there, it flows in the Thar Desert. It goes in the Thar Desert, and also it further reaches Pakistan too. But nowadays, the course means the area of this river in Thar Desert of Rajasthan and in Pakistan have dried up. Means there is no water in the river in Rajasthan as well as in Pakistan. It has dried up there, and the remains of the Harappan civilization are seen along this dried course of the river. Around this area, the Harappan civilization was settled, and these remains are being seen over there. The region between the east and the west coast of the India tapers off. Sorry. So in this way, we have completed the Deccan Plateau. In the Deccan Plateau, we have saw that the Deccan Plateau is extended along the boundaries of Gujarat. It is in Rajasthan, parts of Haryana, and then it spreads towards Pakistan also. We saw that Aravalli mountains are towards its east. The Ghaggar river flows in this Thar desert also. We have learned about this Thar desert. We have got little bit information about the important information about this Thar desert here. And let us see the Deccan Plateau. The fourth point. The region between the east and the west coast of the India tapers off to the south. This region has Arabian Sea to its west, the Indian Ocean to its south, and Bay of Bengal to its east. See, when you see the map of India, see here, the portion which is colored in brown, that is the Indian Deccan Plateau. That is the Deccan Plateau. So what is plateau? Plateau is a geographical region which is not mountainous, which is not high like mountain, and which is not plain. It is higher than plain and lower than mountains. Means it is a medium height landform. So this plateau region, India is blessed with the plateau region, and most of the area of India is covered with the plateau. As we see that India tapers towards south. Tapers means narrow. India, when we see shape of India on map, we see that India is narrow towards the south. It tapers towards the south. When it is tapering towards the south, we see that to the west, it is Arabian Sea. See, you can see Arabian Sea in the west. Indian Ocean in the south. See here, Indian Ocean in the south. And to the east, it is Bay of Bengal. Means towards the south, India is surrounded by water bodies on three sides. On three sides, India is surrounded by water bodies. And between this water bodies, the landform which is surrounded by water on three sides is called peninsula. So a region thus bound by the sea on the three sides is called peninsula. A major part of the Indian peninsula is occupied by the Deccan Plateau. Here we can see that the Deccan Plateau, which is lying in the major part of India, it is a part of Indian peninsula. Means this plateau is surrounded by sea on three sides. Some special thing about Indian plateau to tell you is that Indian plateau is very rich in fertile soil, and agriculture is carried out on a large scale in this Indian plateau regions. Let us see about the mountainous ranges that are covering or that are surrounding the Indian plateau. The mountainous ranges of the Vindhya and Satpura are located to the north of the Deccan Plateau. See, here this map is showing about the mountainous ranges in India. There are a lot of mountainous ranges in India. Among them, we are looking at the Deccan Plateau. So let us focus on the mountainous ranges that are surrounding Indian Plateau. See here, it is shown Vindhyas and Satpuras. This Vindhyas and Satpura mountainous ranges can be seen on the north of the Deccan Plateau. The Sahyadri mountainous ranges are to its west. See here, the western side. There is a long mountainous range shown on the western side. So this also makes Western Ghats. Most of you would have known when you are traveling from Mumbai towards Raigad, Ratnagiri, that areas, the mountainous ranges you see in that areas, the big mountains you see in that areas, they are all the Sahyadri mountains. A beautiful scenery is seen in this rainy season over there. So all these Sahyadri mountainous ranges, they are also known as the Western Ghats. These mountainous ranges are also known as the Western Ghats. To the west of the Sahyadri is the coastal region of the Konkan and Malabar. See, after these mountains, there is narrow landform which is close to the sea, and this is called the coastal region. There is a long coastal region to India, on the west also and on the eastern side also. So the coastal region along the Sahyadri mountainous ranges is the Konkan region. This is the Konkan region and Malabar. Further, it is called as Malabar. The mountains to the eastern side of the Deccan Plateau are known as the Eastern Ghats. There is no continuous, but there are lot of mountainous ranges to the eastern side of Indian to the India. These mountainous ranges are called as the Eastern Ghats. And there is also coastal area along the eastern coast of India. So here we have seen about the mountainous ranges surrounding the Deccan Plateau. Towards the north, it is Vindhyas and Satpuras. Towards the west, it is Sahyadri mountainous ranges, which are also called as Western Ghats. And towards the east, Eastern Ghats that we have seen. Here in this map, this Aravalli mountainous ranges are also seen. That Aravalli name we have seen in the Thar Desert also. The Thar Desert, there is Aravalli mountainous ranges in the east. So you can see here in this map too. Let us get some more information about the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau has fertile land where many post-Harappan agrarian culture flourished. Here, this is important point to focus, that the Deccan Plateau has fertile land. Fertile land means the land which is very much favorable for cultivation of crops. And post-Harappan agrarian cultures flourished. Means after Harappan civilization was been destroyed by a natural calamity, most of the people living in the Deccan Plateau area also carried out a lot of agrarian culture, means agriculture. Agriculture was being carried out in this area too, as there are lots of small rivers and the tributaries of the rivers in this Deccan Plateau area, and the land, the soil here is also fertile. Agriculture is carried out on a large scale even today in this area. Deccan Plateau was a part of the Maurya Empire. When we see about the ancient history, we see that Maurya Empire, means when you hear about the King Chandragupta Maurya and all, these kings also expanded their empires in this Deccan Plateau region. So Deccan Plateau was a part of Maurya Empire, the largest in ancient India. This Maurya Empire was the largest empire in ancient India, and Deccan Plateau was the part of this empire. After the decline of the Maurya Empire, too, several other kingdoms and smaller empires continued to flourish in this region. As the atmosphere, as the climate of this Deccan Plateau area is very favorable for the settlement of the human being, many kingdoms also flourished in this area. In this way, we have completed the Deccan Plateau part. Now, the fifth geographical region, that is the coastal region. We are going to discuss about this coastal region. Basically, you should know that the area or the landform which is very close to the river, very close to the sea. Sorry, it's not river, it's sea. The landform which is very close to the sea is called the coastal region. Is called the coastal region. As we see the map of India, we see that towards the west, south, and east, India is covered or surrounded with water bodies, that is sea. Towards the west, there is Arabian Sea. Towards the south, there is Indian Ocean, and towards the east, there is Bay of Bengal. Hence, the landform which is along the sea is called as the coastal region. Let us see it now. From the times of the Harappan civilization, ancient India had trade relations with the Western countries. We have saw that from the ancient period, the merchants from the Arab countries or European countries were coming to India for trade. This trade was carried on by sea. Therefore, India have developed contacts and interaction with the foreign cultures and people at the seaports. We all know that there are different ways of traveling from one place to another: airways, waterways, railways, roadways. But the cheapest way of transportation is waterways, because huge ships can be built and can be carried on from one place to another through seas. So the cheapest mode of communication is waterways. Hence, from the ancient period, the merchants were traveling from one place to another majorly through the sea routes. And therefore, India have developed contacts and interaction with the foreign cultures and peoples on the seaport. Later on, land routes came to be used for trade and transport, but the importance of the sea routes did not diminish. It has not ended. We see that the most important cities in the world, like we live in the city Mumbai. Why Mumbai is so famous? Because Mumbai is blessed with seaport areas. We have harbors here. It is very convenient for other countries to transport their goods in a huge quantity to our country through sea routes, and Mumbai is the best port for them to connect. Hence, in this way, lot of other countries have good cities, and majorly the cities which are business oriented and where a lot of trade is happening are located on the sea coast. So the sea routes, the importance of the sea routes have not diminished even today. See in this map, you can see right from Gujarat, there is a black line drawn along the border of Indian map, which is running towards the south, and again it turns and it covers the path towards the east also. It goes towards the east. So all this region is called the coastal region of India. All this region is the coastal region of India. And if you keenly observe that it is a very long area, it is a very vast area. So India has a coastline of 7,516.6 kilometers. All this coastline in total is of 7,000, starting right from here and ending up to here. Starting right from the part of Gujarat, you may say, and ending up to the eastern end, it is about 7,516.6 kilometers. So see, India is blessed with a very big coastline too. Now the sixth point is the islands in the sea. See the map. When we see that towards the south of India, there is Arabian Sea to the west and Bay of Bengal to the east. We also see that there are some landforms in the sea which are covered with water from all the sides. See this Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea. You should also know that where the islands are, in which area of the sea these islands are. In the Arabian Sea, they are Lakshadweep Islands, and in the Bay of Bengal area, there are Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The speciality of the landform, which is covered by all the sides with water, that landform is called the island. See, they are not in contact with the Indian main landform. They are away from Indian mainland form. They are the part of India, but they are in the sea and covered with water from all the sides. Hence, they are islands. So, in the Arabian Sea, we have Lakshadweep Islands, and in the region of the Bay of Bengal, we have Andaman and Nicobar Islands. These are our parts. These are parts of Indian Democratic Nation. These are the part of India. So let us see the information. Andaman and Nicobar are the Indian islands in the Bay of Bengal. Lakshadweep is a group of Indian islands in the Arabian Sea. The location of in these islands may have been importance in the ancient sea trade. See, these islands are also important for trading purpose. So it is very important to get the information about these islands too. The manuscripts, Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, of Handbook of the Real Sea, Red Sea, make a mention of Indian islands. It has been written by an unknown Greek sailor. See here the word Periplus of Erythraean Sea. What is meant by periplus? It is a voyage or a trip around something. Means some Greek sailors who were coming to India, voyage, traveling along the waterways is called voyage. When we go from roadways, we are traveling. When we go with aeroplane, we say that we are flying. But when we go through waterways, we say that it is a voyage. So the manuscripts means the book which is written by a Greek sailor, that is Periplus of Erythraean Sea, describes about this in Indian islands, the Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. It is written by an unknown Greek sailor. This book is available, which describes about the glory, the beauty of our Indian islands, written by an unknown Greek sailor. In this way, up to this point, we have covered and understood the importance of the 6 geographical regions of India. The first one we saw was the Himalayas. The second one, the plains of Sindhu, Ganga and Brahmaputra. The third we saw the Thar desert. The fourth which we saw was the Deccan Plateau. The fifth we saw was the coastal region, and the last one which we saw was the Indian islands. So by studying this, we come to know that the geographical features at these regions are different. Also, the climate as these regions are different. Hence, the lifestyle of the people living in this area would also be very much different, which would have impact on the history of that region too. Now, let us see the information about the Indian subcontinent in total. Up to the previous point, we saw the important geographical regions of India. Now, we are going to see the important points about the Indian subcontinent. So, see, India is not Indian subcontinent. India, along with the countries nearby India, is the Indian subcontinent. So, in order to study about India, we should know about the region of the Indian subcontinent too, as each and every region have trade relations, cultural relations with each other. Hence, we will see the important points about the Indian subcontinents in this slide. See the information. The cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro are in today's Pakistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and India together from the region known as South Asia. See, all these countries are the part of the Indian subcontinent. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and India. They form the South Asia. Considering the extents and significance of India in this region, it is also known as the Indian subcontinent. As the India is the major country, and considering the significance, means considering glory, considering the dominance of the India in this region, it is also been called as the Indian subcontinent. You may say that India is the powerful nation in this region. China and Myanmar, our neighboring countries, are not part of South Asia or Indian subcontinent. See, this China and Myanmar, these are away from Indian subcontinent. So these are not the part of Indian subcontinent. Only the countries which are nearby to India, that is Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and India are the part of Indian subcontinent. However, they have cultural and trade relation with the ancient India. They have an important place in the study of the ancient Indian history. When we want to study about the ancient Indian history, we have to study about the countries along India also. Also, China and Myanmar share cultural relations. As we know that the Buddhism have spread from India to these countries. So there are the cultural relation with these countries of India too. Also, there is import and export of goods from China to India and from India to China too. From Myanmar to India and from India to Myanmar too. Hence, in future, if you want to study about the history of India, we should know about these countries too. In this way, we have completed our chapter. Here, I want to recapitulate. Means I want to know that whether all of you have understood the main part of the lesson. The main part of the lesson was the geographical regions. So any one of you can answer, okay? Which 6 geographical regions we learned to study about Indian subcontinent and history? Which 6 geographical features we learned in this chapter? One by one, tell me. The first one, 6 geographical regions which we studied right now. The first which we studied was
Afghanistan.
not about the country, the geographical region. Yes. Adarsh Kanoji. Lakshmi Sharma. Yes, any one of you? Yes? Students, you should answer. If you will answer, then only I'll understand whether you understood or not. Yes?
The Cybers.
Khyber Pass is in Hindu Kush. The 6 geographical regions which we studied, first was the Himalayas. We studied about the Himalayas. Which was the second one? Second one? Someone is answering, but I'm not getting the clear voice of yours. Yes? The second geographical region which we learned was Sachin Sahu, you can answer. You are raising your hand.
Yes.
Shakti Sharma, you can also answer. Sachin Sahu, tell me the second geographical region.
अरे जो पहले आंसर पूछा था ना उस पे अभी लास्ट में पूछे थे
Adarsh Kanojiya. The second geographical region.
सर खाइबर पास
Khyber Pass, no. Khyber Pass is in Hindu Kush mountain. Geographical region I am asking about.
सिंधु गंगा
The plains of Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra river. The third geographical region which we learned, what was that? Third geographical region. Which we studied today. That is a desert.
Thar Desert.
Yes, we studied about the Thar Desert. After Thar Desert, what we studied?
The Indian subcontinent.
No. After Thar Desert, directly we studied about the Indian subcontinent? No. Shakti Sharma, you can also answer. You're raising your hand. Shakti, Lakshmi, any one of you. Shivangi. We studied about the Deccan Plateau.
Deccan.
What? Any one of you? What we studied? Deccan Plateau.
Deccan Plateau.
After Deccan Plateau, what we studied? After Deccan Plateau?
Island.
No, Island no. It's island. But after Deccan Plateau, we didn't study island. Fifth point was different. Coastal regions and the islands in the sea. That was the fifth point. Coastal regions, and the sixth point was the island in the sea. Okay. In this way, we have.
Sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
The coastal region.
Correct. The coastal region, and the last point, the islands in the sea. In this way, today we have completed the first chapter of history, and as you have answered me correctly, it has been observed that all of you have got whatever we have discussed. I hope all of you have made notes of it in your notebook, which will help you out in completing your exercises. Please complete your exercise, whatever given after the textbook, and seek the help from your teachers. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
सर आज का होमवर्क क्या है?
You have to read the lesson and you have to write the dictation words from this lesson. Dictation words which will include the new words. The dictation words which will include the new words like Khyber Pass is there. Okay. All these things should be included. Okay, all of you? Indian subcontinent is the new word for you there. Okay. Peninsula is a new word for you there. Okay. Wovag is a new word there. These new words, words which are not familiar to you, you should include these words, which will make a dictation. And after completing that, start solving the exercise. Question and answers given in the textbook. When you will complete all of this, and if you find
What is textbook name?
Sorry?
What is textbook name?
Oh my God. Who is asking? What is your name? You are from which school? We are studying history. Were you sleeping, maybe? You should not do that. If you are asking me relevant questions, it is good. But you are asking me silly questions. These are not good questions. You are studying history. You right from the lecture is started, you know that you are studying history, and now you are asking me textbook name. If you are studying history, you should refer history textbook. Okay.
Okay, sir. Shall I stop?
Okay, sir. Stop.
Thank you.